Rowan here, and we are working on just showing you some enrichment activities. This one is called Noise Box, and it's great. Free. It's great for just showing. It builds confidence. It helps them use their nose. When we first started this game, he wouldn't put his head even or his feet in an empty box like that. So start with an empty box, see where the dog is, and then you can add stuff slowly. This is the box we use now. It's got lots of stuff in it, and you can see he's good with putting his whole head in it, his feet, really digging around. It's really great for dogs that might be a little apprehensive or timid, especially if they're sensitive to different noises. This is a really good one. So again, start easy with just a box, and you can just add things from your recycle bin really slowly, so that you're not putting the dog in an uncomfortable position, but you are pushing them maybe past a little bit what they find in their normal fresh comfort zone. Also make sure that the recycling items that you're using are safe. Park it. Thank you. This is a snuffle mat. I bought it on Amazon. It kind of just looks like a shag rug, honestly. A lot of people make them. You can find it on Pinterest. You can just kind of scatter the food inside it and then release your dog to it. Free. And they kind of sniff around. It's good for rainy days. I prefer scatter feeding outside, but this is a good activity for either a younger dog or, you know, when you can't go outside. Okay, so I'm just working on another enrichment activity here. I'm just gonna, you can put some in the folded side of the towel too, but I'm just doing a quickie here. And you can kind of do it as you're rolling, put more in, and then call your dog to get it. Round sit. Nice. Okay, free. So, if you had it in the folded part too, it would take longer, but that's just a quick look at food in a rolled towel. Another one would be to just fill the different ones with their kibble, and you can just leave it like that, and that does take them longer to eat, or you can put different size balls in each of the holes or some of the holes, and you know, then they'll have to figure that they have to take the ball out. So that is another enrichment activity. Now let's take a look at scatter feeding. Rowan is on a parket or a boundary, and I'm just going to throw some food out and let him look at it. Okay? Free. Okay, so that's called scatter feeding. Basically what I did is I just threw some of his regular food, his kibble, out into the grass, and he's using his nose to hunt for it. It's an enriching way for them to get their food, and as I've told you before, just sniffing around really helps them engage a part of their brain that boosts optimism. Just seeing the world in a more positive light, which we all want for our dogs. And so this is a great way to, like I said, feed them, but it's also a great tool to use if maybe there's something on a walk that's freaking your dog out, or they're afraid of. If they'll eat, scatter feeding is a great way to switch them from the action part of their brain to the thinking part of their brain. And it's super easy. Here is Rowan on his boundary, and we're going to play another enrichment game called Cardboard Chaos. Rowan, free. And here it is. Again, it's just a bunch of stuff, different like paper that he might make sounds on, an umbrella, you know, stuff that he might have to go under, and he's just gonna do what he feels comfortable with in exploring all of that. And I'm just gonna be kind of dropping some of his normal food ration and helping him to kind of explore in there. And he's gonna step on some things that are unstable. Some of the cardboard might give. Go underneath the umbrella, which, you know, might be considered scary. And it's just anytime that a dog is exposed to novelty in a positive light, it ends up boosting confidence and boosting their flexibility and their ability to handle novelty in the future. So it's an awesome thing. Just, you know, be aware of your dog's body language, and it'll kind of clue you into some things that you might need to work on with your dog outside of this activity. So if there are things that I want him to try to experience, like the wobbling disc there, I might put some food on it so he feels like he needs to step on it. Same with the paper making the noise, or the unstable cardboard. See how he does with that. He's gonna go around it. You can also kind of set things up to where he might need to go under. You can kind of hold things or set things up to where he might need to go under, which is not a big favorite of Rowan's. Training in my pajamas, that's a thing. Also, an enrichment activity that I wanted to show y'all, and that is a balance path. And you can see it here. I purposely just use like regular everyday stuff so that y'all could just be encouraged to take what you have in your garage or your shed or in your house or whatever and make a path for your dog to balance on. Key top tips are pick things that are different levels, some things that are a little unstable, and make sure your dog goes through it slowly. Racing through it doesn't help them overcome things that they're a little bit uncomfortable with. It just, you know, get it over quickly, run over the hot coals quickly kind of thing. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to use food. He's not done this balance path before, and he really doesn't like the barrel. So we're going to see what we get today, and I'll just, if he gets stuck somewhere, I'll just show you how to work through it. Like I said, the key is to go slow. So in the beginning, I'll use food to kind of lure him and make him stay with my hand. But as he gets better, I can place food along the path to kind of slow him down. And then the final level would be to just cue him to go through the path and then just maybe reward him at the end. But since this is our first time, it's gonna probably look a little rough. So here we go. Let's go. Good job. Good boy. So here I'm going to start just placing some of the food since he seems to be doing a good job. And we're going to change, and this is the unstable thing. Nice. And you can see I just put the umbrella there to add a bit of novelty to the situation. He used to be super freaked out by umbrellas, and so now I just try to work them into different training situations so that they're become just a part of an everyday thing.